what makes an elite athlete different from everybody else?
And an elite athlete is someone that identifies as an athlete. So identification of being an athlete is key, right? So if the individual, like the old proverb, right, as a man thinketh, so is he, right? And so as you believe that you are, is what you start to act out in daily life and in your profession, right? And so it's very important that we have individuals identifying as an athlete. That keeps it very real for them. That's their routine. That's their rotation.
But what makes an elite athlete different from an athlete? So we talked about, believing in yourself and saying, I am, so therefore I will become.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we get to that next step, right? I feel like that's kind of like, maybe an amateur becoming a novice, or a novice becoming even considered a professional. But what's the difference between most professional golfers and a Tiger Woods, a Jack Nicklaus, or, in the boxing world, a Floyd Mayweather with a 55-0? We're not going to talk about his recent fight. That thing was a joke, right?
So that's a good follow-up question. And it is, as with many things relative to sports psychology or mental performance and just training in general for the physical self, it's highly dependable. And for a boxer, we don't really have to look much further than the individual that you just mentioned, which is Floyd Mayweather. He basically gives away his secret to the world, which is what? His slogan, hard work and dedication, right? Hard work and dedication is what he attributes to getting him to the level that he's at. Obviously, he plays a specific kind of persona that is able to generate a good amount of interest and attraction toward him. But nonetheless, his skills, his ability, his knowledge in the ring is superior to a lot of other boxers because of that hard work and dedication. And so that's a part of it, right? The other part of it is the natural talent that an individual may have. If it's, a Tiger Woods who is just maybe genetically gifted with a golf swing and the finesse in which it takes to land a shot properly, then that's a different type of conversation. But we have to consider that natural talent that an individual may have. Now, outside of the natural talent and the hard work and dedication is really the experience. And that kind of ties back into the hard work and dedication. How much time, energy has been put in to that particular craft, to that sport, to perfect it.
Completely agree with that. That's you gotta basically earn becoming an elite level athlete. It doesn't just happen. I think some people are born to be them to an extent, but I feel like if we were to think about, there's so many athletes that were out there that were so gifted that just never got to elite status, or they touched it and never remained at that elite level, and I feel like that's almost a second question in itself, which is, how does an elite level athlete remain elite? And I think a lot of that comes down to the dedication, the experience, and continuing to have that need or necessity to continue to perform, versus like, I touched it and I'm gone, I'm good.
Yeah, so there's marvelous Marvin Hagler, who's a boxer from the 80s. You may know the name. Rest in peace. He recently passed away. But there's a famous quote of his, which I may butcher the quote, but it's something to the effect of, it's hard to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and go do road work when you're sleeping in silk sheets, right? So once you touch that excellence, or in the individual's mind, you've achieved what it is you want to achieve. How do they maintain that motivation once they've kind of arrived, in a sense? And this is what distinguishes the elite from the average. Again, let's look back at Tiger Woods, at Floyd Mayweather. Time and again, those individuals have been able to rise to the occasion, even throughout their careers and facing adversity. They've been able to come back time and again and overcome challenges. And so it's important to note that these elite athletes, and athletes in general, but there's different levels to it, but the elite athletes, they pursue excellence, that hard work, that dedication. They strive for distinction. And we've talked about this in a previous discussion, you and I, and part of that is the sacrifice that an individual goes through to actually achieve that vision, to make that vision reality. They accept no limits, and they break ceilings, and that's what distinguishes, really, in whether it's sport or life, business, athletics, academics. That's really a game changer for individuals, their ability to persevere.